Hey everybody, welcome to Callous Fight Night, or in this case, Callous Fight Morning. It is 8 a.m. for me. I am very surprised that I'm awake right now, honestly. I usually wake up quite a bit later than this, especially on the weekend, but yeah, I'm awake, it worked out, so I'm going to live narrate it. Just going to give these guys the go-ahead, and this should be a really good one. This is our defending champion Dizno, who made a really deep, a nice top 8 run in ADV Cup just now. It's still ongoing. And February Stars, that is Golden Sun, longtime ADV SPL player. Two really talented guys here, without a doubt. Both of whom are going to be involved in the soon-to-begin Callous Invitational 4 tournament. Golden Sun will be a participant. Dizno will be one of our narrators. Should be a great set. Anyhow, Dizno, our champ on the top, seems to have brought a Venusaur TSS, and we've got a Moltres lead as opposed to a Metagross lead, which is interesting for Golden Sun. Not as clear on what his team is. This could be like a Blissey, Tar, Fori, Swampert kind of thing in the back. Could be like a Molt TSS. It could also just be like a mixed offense. Here comes the Coon, which could replace the Swampert spot in the team that I said. So, like I said, could be like a TSS with Moltres. Interesting that it would be Moltres leading as opposed to Tyranitar or really even Metagross if that were the case. Though Meta is sometimes on cleanup duty on that team, such as an Agila Metagross. But that is not what it is. We see a Snorlax here, so we've got some kind of mixed offense, it looks like, for Golden Sun, and Thunder coming down for Dizno from Jirachi, which is not normally on the Venusaur TSS team. That's going to land a Para on the Lax. Lax will then be fully paralyzed on the way in as Metagross comes in. So interesting squad for Dizno. Neither Jirachi nor Metagross are typically on the same team with Venusaur, and additionally, they're not usually together because they do have redundant weaknesses such as Moltres, such as Dugtrio, CB Earthquakes, whatever it may be. We have a DD Lum T-Tar who had his Lum popped for Dizno, starting to Dragon Dance up. He's going to get a +1 Rock Slide off. It'll do a lot to what seems to be an offensive Coon. It'll retaliate with Hydro Pump through the imperfect accuracy, through the flinch possibility. It will connect, but it's going to fail to kill, whether that is because of a damage roll or whether the Tyranitar is intelligently EV'd and will always live that. I'm not so sure, but he does survive, and now it might be a little tricky for Golden Sun. The obvious play here for Dizno is to click Earthquake. Does he accidentally let a potentially faster Moltres in? If he does that, doesn't want to risk missing Rock Slide, and that's exactly what happens. He goes for the Rock Slide, and he gets unlucky, and he misses with that 90-10. Big break for Golden Sun, who's going to then kill it with Ice Beam, and Golden Sun is going to take the lead. So Jirachi is the follow-up for Dizno. We've seen only Thunder. Presumably, if it's a Thunder set, it has Calm Mind, but that's not a guarantee. Thunder, of course, would easily kill Coon here, should it connect. And Magneton is the switch-in. Hidden Power instead. Possibly HP Grass, not very effective against the Mag. Calm Mind and Thunder Wave respectively, so the previously faster Jirachi has been slowed down. And through Para, he's going to connect with Thunder and get his own Para. So now Dizno catching a bit of favorable RNG back, especially connecting with two Thunders through Para. Not the highest percentage thing in the world, but he's going to get it done here. So, 5-5. Dizno with 2 unrevealed. Full team now revealed for February Stars. Celebi and Magneton as the last two. Makes a lot of sense given what's been shown. And Celebi here, at very least, will have a free Leech Seed opportunity on the Jirachi. Potentially, he could start like Calm Minding up and go for Hidden Power Fire, something like that. There are 3 fire weaknesses already that we're aware of for Dizno. But it turns out to be a Leech Seed and then a switch. And it's a switch to the Sleeping Metagross from earlier, who got hit from the Venusaur Sleep Powder. Meta on Meta. Sleep Turn gets killed, and now Meta on Rachi. Rock Slide coming down here, aimed at Moltres that didn't come. 35% on Celebi instead. Leech Seed and Rock Slide, why not? Just fishing for a crit there, which would have killed the Celebi. Gave himself a chance to get that crit without too much of a drawback. Really, the only thing is he took a little bit of Leech Seed damage. Who cares? And now here comes Recover as Salamence comes in. Probably Irrelevant Intimidate. I guess it could be BP, but it probably doesn't matter. But it does put offensive pressure on the Celebi, who's going to have to be careful here. Indeed, Hidden Power, big damage, 60%. Leech Seed does get off, but Celebi, of course, is slower here and would not get a Recover off in time. It would just die to another Hidden Power should Dizno go for that again. And it's going to be on Golden Sun to figure out what to do. Staying in very, very risky. If Dizno simply opts to stay in, Celebi would die. But Dizno does switch, and Golden Sun not able to anticipate that and get a Recover off. We end up with meta on meta. He's got the balls to stay in while sleeping, however. And Dizno is going to explode trying to catch something other than the meta, presumably. And he's actually just going to blow up onto the opposing meta and fail to kill it. Heavy damage, however, and it does remain asleep. So Golden Sun is going to let it go when the Salamence comes back in. So, 4-4 situation. Still that one hidden poke in the back for Dizno. It's now on Golden Sun to figure out how to respond to this Salamence here, who has just gone for Earthquake. If we think that it's choice banded, which it may or may not be, but if it is choice banded here, my mistake, it does have leftovers. So it is not choice banded. So that's probably the hesitation for Golden Sun. He can't go to Moltres here. That would just get Rock Slid. I mean, I guess if Moltres were faster, he could try to press his luck and get a faster Will-O-Wisp off to try to cripple it a little bit. He decides that Lax is going to be the play. What have we seen from the Lax? We have seen nothing. So he's got to be careful about a self-destruct here. It also could just be a traditional Curse Rest Lax. He could try to Body Slam, power him down. It's a great double switch, actually. He gets Moltres in as the Venusaur comes in. He uses Lax to bait out the Venusaur, since obviously it has an inclination to Leech Seed here. And he uses it as a free opportunity to get the Moltres in. He then sets up Sunny Day on the switch, uses that to kill Jirachi. Great sequence for Golden Sun. Turns what looked to be a pretty bad situation into a decent one and takes the lead. He's now up 4-3, and Dizno still has that one hidden poke in the back, but he's going to follow up with Salamence here. Lefty's gained first by the Moltres, so Moltres is faster here. That's got to make Dizno nervous about a Will-O-Wisp at very least. I mean, HP Ice on Moltres is very, very rare. It does exist, but it's very unlikely that he has that. It's overwhelmingly Grass more often than it is Ice, and it does not appear to have Ice here. He would have gone for that. Swampert, the last poke for Dizno, so triple Rock Resist from him, being very, very safe against those Rock Spam teams. His team seems very well set up against an Aerodactyl or a DD-Tar, something along those lines. Moltres here does have one more turn of Sun, but if it were to stay in, the obvious play is HP Grass. Instead, he pulls it back to Celebi here, who should get a free Recover off. Maybe he doesn't have Recover. He goes for Leech Seed and misses, and Dizno catches a break there, getting him down with the Ice Beam. Dizno is nevertheless still behind, 2-3. And one of the problems that he's going to have is he's going to have to figure out a way to deal with this Coon. And there is no Sand in play either, thanks to that Sunny Day. There is a critical hit Earthquake there. That does change things a little bit. That was a pretty good crit. Now, granted, the follow-up Earthquake may or may not kill, depending on the damage roll. And this is going to force Golden Sun to go to Moltres here. And it looks like he doesn't actually have HP Grass as the last move. Or maybe he does and he thought there would be a switch, but he never does show the last move. Will-O-Wisp, Sunny Day, Flamethrower. Maybe it's just last move Overheat. But he gets a burn off on Swampert before he dies. This does, however, enable the Coon to come in and negate the damage done from that crit, getting a rest off. However, Salamence is now going to begin DDing up. This could be bad news bears for the Coon. If Coon wakes up, he could roar it away here, or he could wake up an Ice Beam if he has that. Rock Slide fishing for a flinch or a crit. There's the Wake. He actually does have Ice Beam, and that is going to take out the Salamence, and that is where the concession comes in, because the only thing remaining for Dizno is the burnt Swampert. The faster, bulkier Coon would simply click rest, and then Dizno with his burnt Swampert would have zero chance to ever beat the Coon. And as such, this is not a premature concession. There is no way out of this for Dizno. The winner and the new champion is going to be Golden Sun. Dizno, a one-hit wonder. He did beat Asta, which is really good, and then he put up a great fight against a SPL caliber ADV starter in Golden Sun. So Dizno has definitely stepped up his ADV game and is doing very good things recently. But the winner here, nevertheless, is going to be Golden Sun. He's going to be our new champion, and that means I'm going to be getting up at 8 a.m. for who knows how many weeks to come, since he is in the wonderful time zone of Australia. Alrighty, so the question is, who is he going to fight next week? Let's see here. Going to have to scroll up. I think we have a hefty amount of gentlemen in the pool. Good amount of guys here. Alrighty. Oh, I'm not awake enough to do math. Let's just call it like 5 and just use the random number generator. 8 plus 7 is 15, plus 6 is 21, 26, right? I think 29, 32, 35, 37. I think I got 39 out of that, but I'm just really not awake enough to feel confident in that. I'm going to do it one more time. 15, 21, 26, 29, 32, 35. Yeah, I think I did it right. I think we got 39 there. So let me... Alright, you guys know the deal. So, some big number, 3,900, down to 39, roll it once, whatever it is. Golden Sun's opponent is going to be number 2. And number 2, oh, well, I could do that one. Number 2 is Zomog. So Zomog against Golden Sun next week for CALLOUS Fight Night. 2 very strong SPL starter quality advancers. Should be good stuff. Look forward to it. I can't wait to get up again at 8 in the morning. I will see you guys then.